I'm live on Kick as well, so this will be the first time I'll be streaming on Kick. Screen. Okay. All right. This looks good to me. It's kind of snowing today, to be honest. Uh,
Oh my gosh, I just remembered something. I love you. Oh my gosh, I just remembered something. I love you. Oh my gosh.
Konnichiwa. Sayonara. Low IQ.
Just so you know, when developing a speech-to-text for Vector Windows was very buggy with the pop-up pill. Okay, that's good to know. All right, hold on. We have a lot of chats here. Yeah, Copilot is not good. Copilot isn't good. Windsurf is falling behind as well. All right, so we have 3 sub-agents that are launched. Also,
What's this?
Drug cartel leader there. Social media video shows cars burning in the streets. Roads have been blocked off. Other videos show smoke billowing.
Damn, that is a lot of burning.
Buildings in the resort community. Cartel leader El Mencho, who led one of Mexico's most notorious cartels, was killed yesterday during an operation by Mexican special forces. The mission was accomplished with the help of intelligence, all provided by U.S. authorities. The White House says head of the Jalisco New Generation
Chaos in Mexico after cartel leader killed.
cartel has been a top target of both governments. Cartel is known for trafficking huge quantities of fentanyl and other
Damn. Well,
drugs.
somebody has to do it.
right here to the U.S. And joining us now is David Shirk. He's a political science and international professor at the University of San Diego. Professor, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, are you surprised at the cartel's reaction to this, and how widespread is this?
Of course, because their head, like it's like you work in a business and their CEO is dead and the company is about to go upside down for a moment. Of course, the fentanyl is not gonna stop. That's how it is for some reason. But of course, people who work under him will be distressed for a while.
Throughout the entire country of Mexico.
I'm not surprised at the cartel's reaction. This organization, the New Generation Cartel of Jalisco, has used these same tactics previously, just a few years ago. For example, in Tijuana, right next door to San Diego here,
What's the tactics?
we saw cars set on fire when
Oh, so the car that was on fire before when I saw it, this was in the protest of their leader being killed.
the new government took office, and the kinds of blockades that they've been using in places like the state of Jalisco, where it's based, the city of Guadalajara, and at least 9
And
other
it's a school bus. It looks like a school bus or a passenger bus. Why would they do this?
states throughout the country of Mexico.
What can you tell us about El Mencho? We haven't heard a lot about him, but I'm told he was #1 on their list.
There's debate about who
Of course.
was the most wanted
Anyone
drug
who
trafficker of
brings
the
fentanyl
moment,
to the country would be a #1 to the list. Nobody wants him.
but certainly he's one of the most powerful organized crime group leaders in Mexico. That photograph that you're showing.
Bro, he was taken picture in San Francisco before.
Is actually a
So he
picture
was caught in San Francisco before.
of when
Why does he look like he looks like a twin or like far cousin of a Bruno Mars. He almost looks like a Bruno Mars. He looks like, I don't know who he looks like. Bruno Mars is a lot more cute and handsome, but this guy is
El Mencho was arrested here in
this is El Mencho. Several times.
California decades ago. He went back to Mexico, became a police officer, and then made his way into a branch of the Sinaloa cartel that eventually emerged to.
So he became a police officer, then a drug cartel. So he was drug cartel since the day first, even when he was a police officer. That's how it is. That's how it is.
Formed the New Generation Cartel in the early 2010s, around 2011, 2012, after one of the Sinaloa cartel's top lieutenants was killed.
And historically,
So he got on top when another leader got killed.
what patterns have we seen in cartel dynamics following a high-profile takedown like El Mencho?
Yeah, this kind of violence is not uncommon, and more importantly, what we may see is now rival organizations and factions within the New Generation Cartel vying for control over the highly lucrative.
Yeah, whenever these things happen, it's never good news for anybody. You know, there's a proverb: when two ox fight, calf gets injured. I mean, there's two group of a cartel fighting each other, but the only victim is they don't care about their life, so they don't count. The only victim is the business, the surrounding people who are innocent, who don't want to get part in this in any way, shape, or form. They get killed and they get abused.
Illicit enterprises
Their neighborhood gets fired. Look at this. Nobody deserves this.
that were controlled by the New Generation Cartel. And they were involved, as you said, in everything from drug trafficking to extortion of avocado producers to illegal mining and illegal forestry. So their networks and their tentacles went in many different directions and unfortunately implicated.
So before it was only just drugs. Now it's every industry.
high-level Mexican government personnel who either had to take the bribe or the bullet in many cases, and so it's
It's the same slogan that's going on since the day one. That's a slogan made famous by Pablo Escobar.
the ripple effects of this takedown are going to be, I think, very significant.
With that in mind, what are the main challenges now Mexico is facing in establishing sustainable public security, for one? And of course, perception is a big, big thing. I would imagine this will keep visitors out of Mexico for a long time.
It's really unfortunate timing, especially because so many of the violent demonstrations that followed took place in Guadalajara, which is one of the places that will host a portion of the World Cup.
Damn, that is bad. Things need to get cooled down before they might. If things get really crazy, they might move the location in another place.
Somewhere
Somewhere other place in Mexico.
in Mexico, as they join Canada and the United States in hosting that major FIFA event. I think the implications for Mexico are really huge. What we do, I think, have to keep in mind is that Mexico's made a lot of progress in the last few years, especially under current President Claudia Sheinbaum, in going after the major cartels. We've seen blows that have targeted the Sinaloa cartel.
Okay. By the way, what is this? How many books this guy reads? Look at that. That is a lot of books.
Now the
Is he in garage or in his room?
New Generation Cartel of Jalisco and several regional organizations, especially those involved in fuel theft, or huachicol, is what it's called in Mexico. And so one gets the impression that the Mexican government is really trying to crack down on organized crime, in part because of the tremendous pressure that it's getting from the United States and threats, specifically by President Trump and others, that Mexico could be the target of U.S. military action if it doesn't do something about the cartels. And so, to some degree, this is a real victory for both the United States.
That's good. That is good. Konnichiwa. So inside the luxury life of world richest kids.
How could he? How dare he? He was one of them, privileged, the heir to a fortune. 21-year-old Jamie Johnson never had to work a day in his life. Then he went into the movie business, made a candid documentary about his fabulously wealthy friends. They spilled the beans, all the beans, and thus broke the last great social taboo. Never, ever, ever be crass enough to talk about money. Well, you could hear the smart set choking on their silver spoons. They cut young Jamie dead. You'll see why in this preview of his sneaky expose, the film he called Born Rich.
So everybody in this is like billionaires party. Not bad.
I always expected that my 21st birthday party would be the greatest night of my life. Champagne, pretty girls. You wonder, can life get any better than this? Well, to be blunt, it can.
Okay.
At midnight, I'm going to inherit more money than most people could earn or spend in a lifetime.
Jamie Johnson is serious. He's about to become seriously rich. His share of the Johnson & Johnson company, founded by his family more than a century ago.
Oh, Johnson & Johnson. It's a world-renowned man.
He's worth
He must be the great-great-grandchildren of the Johnson & Johnson.
Millions and millions of dollars. Every time you buy a Band-Aid, Jamie gets richer.
Every time a baby gets a powder, Jamie gets richer.
What did I do to earn the kind of money I'll own at midnight tonight? All I did was inherit it.
Nice editing, by the way. Oh, Donald Trump is there. So this was before. So this video was taken before he was a president.
All I did was inherit it.
By the way, one thing one thing what I'll say. Everybody will complain about why rich people get this and that, but if you are poor and you could substitute your life with this guy, they would do it immediately, just like that. So they're just there to complain, and anyone who hate this kind of a people wish they were them. Trust me. Even though they will say I don't wish, they wish. Chariot.
Jamie Johnson's immense wealth bothers him so much that he dared question it. And he did it in the most public way. He turned a camera on some of his super rich friends, the wealthiest kids on earth, and made a documentary called Born Rich.
This is some rich people shit, No poor person is gonna, you know what I'm gonna do for fun? Play with a knife and make it a game. They'll do for a crime, but not look. This is.
It would be a low estimate, a very low estimate for me to say 20 billion.
I remember when I was a little kid, my mom let me spend the day with my uncle, and he took me to Grand Central Station and he said, "This is yours."
What the hell? Grand Central Station? What is Grand Central Station? Grand CNTR Central STA Station. New York. Somebody owns it? Who owns a Metropolitan Transportation? MTA currently owns Grand Central Terminal, having purchased it for $35 million in 2018 from Midtown Tracking Venture LLC. Okay, so these people sold this in 2018. So he's not lying. God damn it.
We are on the 68th floor.
Ivanka Trump, yeah. Real estate here, 68 for it. This must be in a Trump Tower, New York,
Not a bad view to wake up to.
Manhattan.
I think I made a lot of people nervous and anxious, and that's the way they felt about it.
You had some nasty public encounters?
I had a few. I would be approached at parties and people would say, "What do you think you're doing? Why did you do this? I think you did the wrong thing." And there was some tension there, and I think some people feel...
Of course, because they don't want to get exposed how they're living. People will get mad if it is on the television 24 hour. Well,
like I did break an unspoken rule that shouldn't have been broken.
Before you say anything, I just want to say that I am really, really reluctant to do this. And I really don't like talking to this thing at all. And I dislike you both immensely as a result of the fact.
Luke Will was one of Jamie's friends. As heir to a massive gaming fortune, Luke would later regret revealing just how much power and privilege comes from being absolutely stinking rich.
okay.
So whoever pisses you off, and I'm up at boarding school, and this kid's from like some shit town in Connecticut, I don't know. I can just say, F you, I'm from New York. I can buy your family, piss off.
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's some ignorant shit. He must have apologized because people might have went really, really mad. Really, really mad. This kind of a statement is like when you are not in a reality and you don't have to do regular things.
And this is petty, and this is weak, and this is very underhanded, but it's so easy,
So in a sense, you were a traitor. You burst the bubble. You blew the whistle.
I guess in that sense I was, people have said that about me, so.
Yeah, every single movie I watched before, rich people, if things had to show that the party belongs to rich people, that's the
I guess
kind
in
of
that
the
sense I was,
pouring of
people have said
champagne
that
it go
about
on.
me, so.
Look at this. Champagne tree. Christmas tree.
Hey, good to see you, dude. I'm a German Baron, and
European royalty. Carlo von Jetschel.
Italian Viscount.
In all, 10 of Jamie's friends agreed to bare their wealthy souls.
I'm a handbag guru, personally, because it's like the easiest thing to shop.
Finance Harris. I wonder how old are they now? What's this? STEPH. STEPH. ANIE. ANIE. ERCK. ERCKLENTZ. All right, this is the one. Okay. Stephanie, oh, she married to a person called last name with Coleman. Okay, that's 60 minutes. There's nothing about her here. Stephanie Selfridge, born in 1990. Okay, she's pretty old. Man, oh man. Who appeared in 2000 documentary, this Bumla already owns a service 100 million, 21 million, 1.2 acre property and land log, and has no ocean view in the day transfer. Rich people shit.
For when you're not really shopping and you're just running in, and you just go and you buy it and you don't realize how expensive it is.
Cy Newhouse IV is the eldest son and heir to a publishing empire.
Don't he have to cover his this hand as well to protect?
It's the Condé Nast Group, which includes
Vogue, Allure, Vanity Fair, GQ, Self, Glamour, House and Garden, Condé Nast Traveler, Architectural Digest, Bon Appetit, Gourmet, Wired, New Yorker, and I'm sure there's a couple I missed.
Cody Franchetti is heir to a textile fortune.
Lapels, you see they're high. There's nothing worse when you see these jackets with these lapels that go like this. You see, they are low riding. Clinton wears this kind of thing. Have you seen? It looks like a restaurant owner. It's so vulgar. This is so has an aristocratic thing to it, no?
Did people okay? He just ridiculed the president of the United States. Like that's the thing that president wears. I wear better than this.
Have you seen? It looks like a restaurant owner. It's so vulgar. This is so has an aristocratic thing to it, no?
Cody is a part-time model and a full-time multimillionaire who feels not one shred of guilt over having wealth he's never worked for.
And I find guilt absolutely senseless. So I don't feel bad for anything, and especially having money. I find it a very
good for him.
Very negative trip, and it's something.
His dad worked probably really hard. Or grandparents opened this industry, garment industry, and yeah, why can't he get a money? Of course he can get money.
That is, you know, basically for old women and nuns. Yeah.
While all the people in Born Rich never need work, Jamie's father never has worked. Not one day, not ever. Instead, he paints.
I don't want to be nervous about money or be nervous about who I am.
Somebody texted me. Probably important.
And I feel like
Do you know what just happened to me? I just got a scam text telling. Let me find. Okay. I'm trying to find what is +63 country from. What is +63? Okay, 62 is Indonesia. +91 is India. What is +63? +52 is Mexico. Philippines. Just got a text from Philippines number +63, and that's the number. That's the number. And I said, this guy said, withdrawal request this. Fuck off.
Like you're feeling nervous about this film is maybe that nervousness of who you are.
And you're in control of this film, and I'm not. So there's a little source of nervousness.
Talking about money and having a public association with wealth was a frightening thing for him. And the way he's dealt with that is by avoiding it as much as possible.
So when his son decided.
Of course.
To pull out a camera, what's worse, and discuss it. That was his worst nightmare.
I think it was his worst nightmare.
Bruh.
But at the same time, I think also that's probably one of the reasons why I felt like it needed to be done, because it's not that frightening.
Money is a thing that you don't talk about because it's in bad taste. Why?
Of course, because it's in bad taste. Yeah, rich people don't talk about money because they already have money, and it's kind of a. This is almost like Crazy Rich Asian, but not Asian, like a real. It's like a real version of Crazy Rich Asian, but in, like 30, 40 years ago.
It was to his father that Jamie turned to seek his advice about a burning question. Even if you don't need to work, does it fulfill you more as a person to have a job? It's a concept his dad finds difficult to grasp.
After graduation, you might pursue the filming a little bit, but you might also get interested in graduate school, further studies, building a collection of historic documents, papers, publications. And
As a career?
yes,
That is so. This is just not like rich. They are born into elite dynasty, kind of. That's ridiculous. Hmm.
Okay.
And you look at him as if to say, there's something seriously wrong here.
I do remember that. And it's kind of funny.
Of course. But as I already said, I swear to you, if this guy was extremely dirt poor and he was been living in the same condition for like from the time of his born to the age of 16, and all of a sudden he gets to change the life what he is having, that poor him would switch to this life immediately, not even thinking about a second.
Because he
It is what it is.
suggests I collect old maps, and there's something so antiquated about that idea.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hand-colored?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, considering I don't have to work, what advice would you give me on?
Then don't work. Then don't work. Why would it?
Well, considering I don't have to work, what advice would you give me on?
Then don't work. Then don't work. Why would anybody in their right mind work unless they had to?
Do you have a job?
No.
Do you want a job?
No.
Cody Franchetti.
Do you have a job? No. Do you want a job? No. That's called luxury. That is a definition of a luxury. It's kind of interesting how being born rich changes motivation and goals. And yeah, they have money, but but do they have purpose in life? Are they happy? Like, wealth doesn't automatically. Let me switch camera. How do I look? Yeah. So, well, doesn't automatically mean it fulfills life, but the video hints that it kind of does. Would you?
His chiseled face looms large over New York, but right now he has put modelling on hold. In fact, this 29-year-old says he's put off any career until he's 40. It's a decision he's happy with, but not so many of his mates.
I have met more very rich people that are unhappy than regular people that aren't. And I just cannot understand why people think that money equals happiness. It isn't so, and often it equals unhappiness at a certain level.
What would make a very rich person
Isolation.
unhappy?
Isolation is one of the main things that comes with wealth, with extreme wealth, and that is a terrible thing.
That is true. But you can have friends. When you're rich, every people wants to be your friend, buddy.
Was my bed. It's a little small for me now.
And then there's Ivanka Trump, blessed with beautiful looks and buckets of money.
The fact is that I'm absolutely, proud to be a Trump.
This daughter of Donald never feels lonely,
It's been ingrained in them since the very childhood to be proud of who they are.
but she says she understands the oh-so-terrible isolation money can bring.
I remember once I was on a job in Australia, and this guy just walks up to me, who I'd never met, and says, "What does it feel like to be wealthy?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "What does it feel like to never have felt any pain?" And that really upset me. Just the fact that there really are people out there who think like
Yeah,
that.
people do get mad. It's more of a jealousy. It's more of a jealousy. What do you mean not for pain? Rich people have their own set of problems. You get even more and more. Not that I am rich, but you get more and more problems when you get rich. Trust me.
That think that with money comes happiness. I think this is so classic.
And what of
Little
love?
bag, you stick everything in, it can hold. Make a kid, it can hold.
For finance heiress Stephanie Erklintz, the options are limited. Poor people need not
Bigger one so you
apply.
can fit your little dog in it. I've never actually dated outside my social background, and I've thought about that. Never. It's really weird.
And potential partners beware. With love comes lawyers.
One day I'll fall in love and I'll get married, whatever. I'll probably get divorced a couple of years later. I'll have a serious prenup before.
There you go. Everybody. I bet, I haven't watched this video, but I bet series of other children will like, well, my parents have told me to do blah, 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 blah. Ooh, always signature for blah, blah, blah.
Prenup. It's been drilled into my head since I was 5 years old. Prenup.
There you go.
All the way.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And if this little ungrateful bitch has the nerve to say something like it's unromantic, I don't want a prenup, then she's just a gold digger and I don't want to get married to her anyways.
Being a rich guy and a girl asking for us not wanting a prenup is like being a beautiful girl and guys only liking them for being beautiful, and she hates that they only like him for being beautiful, so it breaks their heart. I think it's kind of a bad thing. You can be ignorant, you can be a very beautiful and be ignorant because you're a beautiful girl, but you can also be a very rich guy and be ignorant because you're a rich guy. But that doesn't mean people will like you beyond that, and that can suffer you as an individual. That can be the reason that you can be suffered
We're all surprised
your whole life.
by some of the things that were
All right,
said.
rich people champion.
Sometimes I was really surprised. I mean, I was surprised and offended and confused and just thought, is it really this way? I mean, is this really the state of things?
Can you recall when or what would make you surprised or offended or mildly amused?
There's certain moments in the film when you see such a strong sense of entitlement and such a snobbery, and I think those are hard to watch.
This is the Britannica 11th edition, which is in 33 volumes, but thin. And this is the last edition that was written before it became, from 1911, before it got completely rewritten and became, for the masses. I mean, now the Encyclopedia Britannica is, shit.
Born Rich nearly died before it was finished. During the production, Luke Wheel took legal action to try and stop it going to air in America. Luke failed, and Jamie's expose of young money finally made it to air.
Damn. So they were in a video, and I probably they talked to their parents, and this is the things in that video. They did everything in their power to stop that video, but they still somehow lose the battle in a court, and people got to see it. That's what money can bring you.
There was a huge sense of fear that built around the movie because press started to come out before anyone had seen it, before the subjects in the film had seen it.
Yeah.
And
Because everybody is involved, and people are curious how rich people's kids' life. What's the difference between them and the rich people's kid?
I think their family started to react to the press, and their friends started to react to the press and saying to the kids that were in the film, "You're an idiot. Why did you do this? This was so stupid." And then they got scared.
In the end,
Of course.
Jamie's aim was a very personal one, to lift the veil of secrecy so that he could feel comfortable with his own mega wealth. So, how successful was he? How much money did you inherit?
You know, it's interesting. I'm a millionaire. I'm a multimillionaire, but I don't really talk about it more specifically than that.
There you go. You're a hypocrite to yourself as well, because you expose everybody in the billionaire and millionaire class, but you don't want to exactly say how much you inherited.
Why not?
So it's such a wealthy people language.
And there it is. It's like,
There
you
you
know,
go.
I've made this film and
Almost very political answer. He's been trained, by the way. It looks like he's been trained.
and I'm comfortable now talking about wealth in public, but I still don't go there.
Because I won't be upset.
Yeah, I know. You know.
I won't view you any differently. So to this day, you still can't say, well, actually, I've got, 400 million in the bank, or I can have access to $1 billion if I want. You can't utter those kinds of words?
I can't.
Probably there's a NDA agreement, non-disclosure agreement, before he released this movie.
I've had the benefit of being rich all my life, and I'll never want for material things. But after working on this movie, I've discovered that what you inherit may not be as valuable as what you earn.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss.
Yeah. So I don't know if you. So if you were born this rich, would you work at all or just chill? You know. So some of these people houses are bigger than the city, so the car collection, it is, so if you're really poor and you see their collection of a books, collection of a car, life do seems it's very unfair, but that is what it is. Life goes on. You have to live your life and they will live their life, you know. Your parents didn't somehow couldn't make that happen, and that's okay, because you get to do it. So avoid feeling like, you know, I would avoid feeling, why didn't my parents do it? But if they had done it, your life would be so much luxurious, but maybe unhappy. But now you don't have money, you get to chase the money that you want and make your own story. I guess that can be beautiful story in itself as well. Three years on 26-acre farm, saying goodbye to our own homestead. Off-grid living. 1 million views. Damn. One Premier League winners versus 20 Premier League fan. Legend versus YouTuber penalty shootout. Elon Musk, billionaire house first tier. 50 million? What the hell? Trying to save 6K in 5 months. Log 1 week. Oh, that's a good content. That could be a good content. Gonna die on my own. The Epstein joke that left the Hollywood Italy's richest. Give me 15, I'll show you how I built 23 million per month. Jose Mourinho exercising right to not walk to media before or after Benfica game at Real Madrid. Damn, this guy makes 100 million? Inside the all-white community of Arkansas. What the hell? Owner, finding an empty restaurant and bringing 200 customers. Stevens. That would be fun. Game revenue. What is this? We went to Minnesota. The housing inequality will shock you.
A lot of the
There you
people
go.
here that live in the campers, urban campers as they call us, you know, a lot of us got jobs. The prices in Bozeman, or Bose Angeles as they call it, everything's expensive here.
Welcome to Montana, a state with gorgeous landscapes, sprawling wilderness, and natural resources that have attracted settlers, prospectors, and vacationers for centuries. But what happens to local residents when the government caters exclusively to those outsiders, tourists, and the ultra-rich? It means that some of the wealthiest people in the country are buying multi-million-dollar vacation homes, and private equity is betting on luxury resorts and high-end development.
Yeah, I guess this is as close as we're gonna get. So the Yellowstone Club is the only private ski resort in the world.
And meanwhile, just miles away in towns like Bozeman, housing is now some of the least affordable in the country. It's harder for a Montanan to buy a home than a Californian or a New Yorker. And people working full-time find themselves living on the street.
They're talking about affordable houses. These places like the apartment over there, and all of them, they're anywhere from $2,500 and up.
The crisis is dividing
actually sending you RTR rate of confirmation over your email ID, and once you receive this response on the same email with your updated
Dividing residents across class lines.
If Bozeman is too expensive to live in, choose another place to live.
And Montana's politicians.
God damn. If Bozeman is too expensive to live, choose another place to live. What the hell? It's expensive because you came in and make everything expensive.
Are making housing central in their campaigns.
As long as we got folks that want to come to this state that have hundreds of millions of dollars in their bank account, that want to make Montana into a playground for the rich, we're going to have a hard time having homes for working class people.
At the same time, a movement of tenants and unhoused people in Bozeman are fighting for the right to housing.
Tenant United, Bozeman Tenant United.
Even as the governor cuts taxes for the wealthy and blocks the policies that could create real change. We're going to go to 3 towns that represent the past, present, and possible future of the state. Each of those stories will show us how the ultra-wealthy are reshaping the American West. Okay, so we need to do a quick bit of history first.
Well, we just watched another Twitch video. Give me one second. History. Where do I go to history? History. This video. We just watched this video, and we can see how powerful and annoying they can be. And this video is the exact result why and how rich people can get their way.
to understand Montana's current economy. Let's go back to the late 1800s. An hour west of Bozeman is Butte, Montana, a mining town that once produced a third of the world's copper. Butte was once called the richest hill on earth, and local copper barons vied for control over the mines. At the turn of the century, some of the richest families in America lived in Butte. They were called the Copper Kings. Clark, Daly, Murray, Hines. But workers in those mines started organizing around the principle that a handful of people shouldn't be the only ones who benefited from the massive wealth being generated by this industry. The unions were powerful and militant. Some of the most violent strikes and union battles in history happened in Butte. There were years of unrest, but ultimately the workers won a lot of concessions. And for decades, Montana had some of the lowest income inequality in the country. Unfortunately, this wouldn't last. Most of the mines closed in the 1980s, and later a few reopened with without a union. As mining and timber declined, the state made a choice to advertise itself as a destination for skiing and outdoor recreation.
The powder? Well, it's dynamite.
Today, tourism has replaced mining as Montana's biggest industry. Montana is creating a new generation of haves and have-nots, with some of the fastest growing income inequality in the country. And the modern Copper Kings are real estate developers and private equity firms. And the workers that are left out of this modern extraction economy are people like Charles Allen Touchton.
What you got? What you doing, Miss T?
To your eyes.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What did I
it's
do?
running that way.
It's probably where,
Look good on camera, Charles.
yeah. Yeah. It's hard to make this mug look good.
Charles Allen has been living on out of his RV for almost 3 years. He's one of hundreds of residents of Bozeman that have been priced out of housing.
I am doing brakes on Miss Tina's van because this is how she makes her money. You know, if this van's not operating properly, then she can't DoorDash. She can't, you know, so she can't make no money.
During the pandemic, remote workers flocked to Bozeman, and there was a 36% jump in people who make over $200,000 a year. In that same time period, Governor Gianforte made Montana a tax haven for the wealthy. Since 2021, he's cut taxes for the 1% and slashed corporate taxes. Housing prices have soared. The average single-family home in Bozeman is now over $830,000, and the average rent is up to $2,500. The housing crunch has led a lot of people like Charles Allen to live in their vehicles, and it's overwhelmed the shelter system in the city.
We ain't got but about a month, and all this green grass and all you see is going to be under snow. So at least by October, by Halloween, there'll be 2-3 foot of snow on the ground.
Charles Allen moved to Montana to lay stones in the Yellowstone Club, a resort in Big Sky, Montana. To really understand what's happening in Bozeman, we have to go there.
There's a lot of anger and frustration about the ways that Montana is changing, like among all kinds of people, agricultural people, working class people, all kinds of people.
We met with Joseph Bullington, a writer who's been covering the gentrification of Western towns. He took us to Big Sky, where the average house costs $3.5 million, and some of the richest people in the world are buying second and third, or maybe even fourth or fifth homes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's a resort in tourist town, but really it's not a place where locals come and just like hang out unless they're here to work.
Yeah.
Actually.
Cross Harbor Capital Partners is a private equity firm based in Boston that has been funneling money into the region for over 20 years. In 2014, Cross Harbor created a subsidiary called Lone Mountain Land Company, a developer that has built